Hello my friends and welcome back. It's episode 9. Let us leave the building. A well-dressed man steps forward, his peers staring smugly in your direction. His clothes are smart and clearly expensive, but like the typical padding worn by guards and thugs, a quick look at his associates reveals the same style, mages. On behalf of Wuxing Inc., we've been instructed to prevent you from your further vandalizing of the company's property and assets. However, they never specified how, so I vote we do it the easy way. Leave no survivors. Now that looked like it hurt. Do you have a frag? No. Poison fall. Oh man, that's nasty. Dusty. Double kill. Oh, how does that happen? 61%. And I missed all 5. Should have turned that guy into friggin' paste. You. Let's do this again, shall we? That was less damage than I was expecting. Oh, she's still alive. Not for long. Ow. Gotta try and make sure that doesn't get confirmed. Wounded 10, that's worth undoing. Got 4 armor. Damn. Oh, wow. The RNG goes one way, it goes the other way. Okay, can't take another hit like that. Give him the evil fog. As you reach the elevator's control panel, you can feel the electric sensation of ki dancing across your skin. The feeling is noticeable to those not even magically attuned. The disruption here is that strong. Behind you, a trapped Tonic ki swirls around the iconic Sky Tower atrium. You can actually see the air around the atrium warp and ebb as the ki surges and breaks against obstacles around it, looking for a way to move, to flow, finding none. The job is done. You have desecrated the Wusang Lotus, and doing so blemished the prideful face of a megacorp. Not bad for a night's work. He turns his back on the temple. Think we did the job up to the client's standards, huh? The elevator arrives at the temple. Time to duck out the back door before further security can respond further. I think the game did actually put further twice there. Wuxing won't know what hit them. The embarrassment of their own geomantic science turned against them will sit unfavorably on the tongues of Wuxing executives. And maybe even get a few people terminated. Though no, it wasn't just the building you battered, you sent a message. Everyone has a weakness that can be exploited. The change in feng shui should keep them spinning for months. Their complete disruption of their key and the destruction of their temple will cripple the energy at this branch of the company, and the Wuxing focusing on restoring their temple. It will be a long time before they discover the full extent of your assault. Level up. Steel Spirit. It's quite nice. Gains a pistol ability that increases accuracy by 30% and critical chance by a small amount for one shot. But, yeah, requires 2 AP, so it's not that great. Confirm. Glaring Orc. Excuse me. Diminutive female orc regards you with a sharp, challenging look. The fierceness of her expression contrasts starkly with her sweet, rounded face and neat bob. She flexes her cyber fists. She fires off a rapid-fire reproach in a thick Filipino accent. Why are you staring at me like that? Didn't anybody teach you manners? She plants her fists on leather-clad hips and juts her chin out at you. Relax, I didn't mean to stare. She gives you an unwavering sidelong glance. You're a stranger on my turf, expect people to be civil to one another. This isn't your turf, it's a public area, and besides, these streets belong to my boss, Kindly Cheng. Not too good at making friends or fitting into new surroundings, are you? I think we got off on the wrong foot here. It's alright, I can tell you're a newcomer, just feel a little protective of my part of town. I'm Rosario Ignacio. Or to the members of my community, Cherry Pink. I specialise in transport missions and nanny services. Occasionally, Shadowrun for walking around money. Also, fry up a mean batch of lumpia, but you can't have any unless I like you. How did you go from babysitting to running the shadows? Well, I used to take care of the children of Wuxing Bigwig up at the peak. Turns out she was siphoning corporate funds to support both a gambling addiction and an extravagant lifestyle. She got sloppy and I stumbled across some pretty damning documents. I was tidying the house. Couldn't unsee them, and as much as I wished it, started to fear for my life. She was growing desperate, erratic, so I ran. You didn't run too far, why not leave Hong Kong? Couldn't go back to Manila because of those JLS scumbags. But there's always been a large community of Filipinos in the shadows. I sought them out. How'd you get your cyberware? There's always been a large community of Filipinos in the shadows. Oh, okay. I reached out, they all pitched in to set me up as a Shadowrunner. Now wherever I land a good gig, give most of my earnings away, give back to the community. Not sure why you give away your hard-earned money. Surely your debt's paid. It's not like paying a debt. Yeah, there's always someone asking for a handout, yet one day it might be me in need again. Who knows when my luck will turn, but I know the community will have my back. I could sure use a handout. Don't work that way, chump. Never hurts to ask. You never know, it might. Let's talk about something else. You said that you're a nanny. Look around you. You see Shadowrunners and dealers of contraband and Johnsons. There's a fair number who have kids, although they wouldn't shout it from the rooftops. It's usually too dangerous to keep family close. That's where I come in. Shadow nannies are a great idea. No more bringing my baby into combat situations. I've shot kids in and out of war zone. I've gone into hiding with little ones for months on end while their parents had to lie low. I've taught children good manners, hygiene, and the proper use of firearms over 20 years. You're in a survival situation, you're worried about hygiene. In a survival situation, you really do need to worry about hygiene. That's when you actually need to worry about hygiene. You know, it's a funny thing, but like, hygiene just puts people off you in polite society. But in a field somewhere, bad hygiene is what gets infections and trench foot and all the rest of it. So, yes, this is a totally stupid thing to say. Hey, that's fascinating. I've got things to do, so go. Be on your way. Be on my way I shall. You have 5 new messages. Urgent task. Little birds have been whispering in my ear about an urgent high-paying run. Steal Amlu. Red Paul managed to get his hands on information concerning a prototype laser weapon developed by Ares Asia Holdings. For years, Yellow and Red Dragon have been locked in Cold War. Despite this, we can remain evenly matched. Neither of us can attack the other without being exposed to devastating reprisals. Lu wants to change this, and he has a plan. Rather than strike directly, Lu tends to aim external forces at Red Dragon, specifically Knight Errant. He intends to frame a white paper fan named Golden Fong, making it appear that the Red Dragon has been bribing Ares researchers for classified data. 2 leading drone energy weapons researchers have recently transferred from London to Hong Kong and are running the project. Doctors Taylor and Hardingham were respected in Europe, but Hong Kong they remain unknown quantities. They're untrusted and therefore considered untrustworthy. Perfect targets, in other words. We will provide data that will make it look as if the researchers were contacted by Golden Fong and made quite a bit of money, but grew tired of the arrangement. Transfer the attached files to data chip files abundant with a worm program, which will auto-execute when inserted into the appropriate systems. You need not bring a decker, though one may be helpful. You need to plant data in the visitor record system, camera systems in Hardingham and Taylor's lab. Financial data is to be transferred to Dr. Taylor's personal terminal. That in itself will not be enough to ensure Knight Errant involvement, however. Planting the data is only the first part of the task. This is where a heavier touch will be required. You will also need to steal a prototype laser weapon. There is a GPS tracking device attached to it, which Lu will plant deep in Red Dragon territory. The apparent theft of a prototype weapon by a disgruntled tribe member will convince Ares to dispatch overwhelming force against the Red Dragon, dealing them a vicious blow. As a note, Lu does not care what becomes of the laser weapon. If you wish to sell it or keep it, feel free. I have also attached a map of your extraction route from the building. During the facility's expansion in 2052, Ares Asia was forced to extend their foundations deeper into the island. They drove piles through the former site of the central MTR station, which partially collapsed during the Dal Bay earthquake of 2044. Practically, this means that you can exit through the basement directly into the new MTR line directly onto the new MTR line through Central. With any luck, you'll be gone without anyone knowing how. Unfortunately, this route is heavily alarmed, so you'll be forced to go in the front door. If you can con the front desk, you should have no problems. The facility is both an office and a residence, so strange people coming and going at odd hours is not unusual. You're not up to fast talk, however, be prepared to shoot your way in. Lu does not care if you're loud or quiet, but a word of caution, he came by all this information via the loose lips of one of the research team. Other fixers know of this job. Move fast and you are guaranteed success, but there are definitely other Shadowrunners with an eye on your prize. Sure, why not? Very well. Steal Lu says his regards, bids you good fortune and plentiful ammunition. The dramatic git. Don't die, Edmund. Our arrangements have been very profitable thus far, and I'd hate to lose that. Oh, I didn't claim my payment. The little bird whispers in my ear that Wilson's fortunes are already falling and the stock value dropped by 2% already. The client finds this to be an acceptable indication of your success and has forwarded payment. I've attached your cut to this email. You awake with the start. Once again, you're tangled in your sheets, drenched in sweat. Your throat feels like it's on fire. Can't remember what your dreams were about, not precisely, but again you feel that yearning sensation, emptiness in your gut and in your chest. You hear it throbbing, you heave yourself out of bed. I should probably go around my team and talk to them all now, but it's just kind of like... That's how I feel about it. Especially since I finished this game before. Say, Crafty, hadn't you vivid dreams lately? As a matter of fact, I had it. We all get the occasional vivid dream. Nothing special there. Really? Then why are you reading up on them? Didn't we have this conversation? Or am I just re-remembering this because I've done this before? Sure, it's a little weird that we're having them. These types of dreams, Carnival City. Nothing to get worked up about, probably. No, I'm really sure that we did this. I've been thinking about the dreams. Can I ask you something? Go ahead. What do you think? Why do you think they're affecting people outside the walled city? It's definitely strange. Until now, I always thought the dreams were nonsense, that my mother had night terrors because of her madness. Now it's really happening, and not just to me. Others around Hawaii. Hey, oi. Oi. Those same psychic forces that drove Mum insane are edging into our subconscious. Lately I've been wondering if there might have been something to our ravings. Maybe. I've been skeptical for so long, it feels almost blasphemous to consider it. Maybe the walled city's curse is real. I just don't know. Maybe you can learn something from your mum's journals. That's true. My mother's notes are scattered all over the shop. Most of her research is scrawled into the margins of books that you see on the shelves and piles and stacks all over. The clues we need to figure out this thing could be in any one of these volumes, and there are thousands of them. This isn't just about you or your mum, it's about everyone who's having these dreams, and you could help them all. She sighs, straightened up. Yeah, I know what I have to do, it's just damn, look at them all. She tiredly looks down at the book she was reading earlier. I guess I won't be finishing this one anytime soon. Alright, I'm going to get started now, but it'll take time. House of Five Faces jams the floor to ceiling with books, and any one of them could hold valuable information. I'll check in once in a while, I'll share my findings with you. Sure thing, keep me updated. Will do. Ah, I see. Powerball 3 is here. That I must have. I could have laid off the armor for another thing, but whatever. 6 armor is pretty sweet. Spellcasting 7, intelligence 4. I may have to get some intelligence. Life Siphon 2. Decreases armor by 3 upon successful hit, restores 1 AP to the caster. That's pretty sweet. I love that. Let's go with these items for now. I'd like to see your wares. Let's go ahead and sell this and this. That was such a waste of money for me to take that, but whatever. Spellcasting 7, intelligence 4. Do I want to dip intelligence? To be fair, probably will max out willpower and spellcasting at some point. 11's not that high to go. Let's get spellcasting 7 for now. Which is a way to just limit to what you can do. So you go willpower for spellcasting, but you either need to dip charisma or intelligence for a number of spells. And I was going to dip charisma because I'd already dipped charisma for a totem. But hey, there are a lot of nice spells that require a bit of dipping into intelligence instead. Intelligence 3 for Fireball 2. Stun Ball. 1 AP and minus 1 AP that lasts 2 rounds. Costs 3 AP to shoot it, so you need to be you need to have extra AP to actually even use that. Of course, Conjuring gives you haste, and haste is one of the best spells there is. Oh yeah, look, I can't buy this again now. Oh no, this is another one. +1 willpower, 1 spellcasting. wouldn't mind having that. Let's leave it be for now. We can make do with the spells we have for a bit. If you try and keep up with the Joneses on spells, you'll have no money to... no money to do anything. I should probably get rid of that air token as well at some point. In fact, maybe I'll sell it right now. A hover drone loiters in front of Matthew, a stream of profanity spewing from its scratchy speakers. People nearby are looking away, ignoring the awkward situation. Matthew's cigarello is dead, drenched by rain. He stands out with a signature nonchalance, but the edges of his face are twitching, his eyes wide with fear. You could listen in, but you've already got the gist. Matthew is being chewed out. Drone's speakers finish with a shriek of feedback that click back into its hull. The drone soars up into the sky and races off upriver. Matthew shakes himself off. His cheery demeanour surges back, striking resilience. He turns towards you, wild-eyed but otherwise restored to his usual self. Edmund, I hardly saw you there. Come in. Don't be a stranger. Beautiful. Beautiful. Who are you talking to through the hover drone? One of my suppliers, Kang Ha. Really good businessman. Sharp guy. Sees opportunity where most of us see broken parts. Funny guy. Makes me laugh my ass off. He sounded unhappy. Oh, that's just Kyung Ha, like a paper tiger. Matthew sways back and forth on his feet, languid and jittery at the same time. He's a big joker, always shouting that I think he's a real softy at heart. Real big heart for little people. Keeps me well stocked. What's your business arrangement with him? I sell on commission. Gonna keep those bots moving. They don't earn their keep sitting out on the barge. Of course not. How could I afford them? So lucky to have a guy like Kang Ha as a partner. Only problem is he's got me laughing in stitches so much, sometimes distracts me from sales. He's a funny guy. You say, yeah, I was laughing my ass off over here. Matthew uses a long, awkward smile. The seconds stretch out. He blinks uncomfortably. When he speaks, his words sounded stilted, like he's repeating a mantra. He's a funny guy. Oh, what a pep talker, that Kang Ha. I feel like he could take on the world right now. Okay. I think that mission to retrieve the laser is actually quite difficult, so we should probably take one of the earlier missions. Attending a party. I need to come to the parlor. A friend and business partner of mine named Dr. Shanyang has need of your services. Something about attending a fancy party in Repulse Bay. He's unwilling to give me the details. I think he wanted to size you up himself. From Isabel, don't ask me to do some digging on my own into Raymond's history. I guess he doesn't trust Kindly Cheng to give him the full story. Can't say I blame him, since she'd hide things from us if it was in her best interest to do so. So I've been poking around various corners of the Matrix trying to dig up what I can. Most sinners leave a data trail the size of an aircraft carrier in their wake. Working backward in time, Raymond starts out that way, but slowly tapers away into nothingness. Sure, he'll find some basic records in Seattle, power utilities, a couple of public discussion sites he signed up for, but the further back I get, the less I find. And the craziest part of this, prior to 2032, I can't find anything at all. And that shouldn't be possible. It's like Raymond didn't exist before then. I don't know, I'm going to keep digging, but it will take me a while. I'll let you know when I get some news worth sharing. Opportunity. Yo, come see me if you have a chance. I have a trade opportunity. Maximum. Restaurant job. One of the things I learned over the years is that even the rich and powerful have annoyances, thorns in their side, if you will. No one's without troubles. The rich have different ways of solving them. The client for this run has grown tired of one particular thorn in his side. Chang Sing Rooster Lo. Lo is the red pole for one of the smaller triads here in Hong Kong, the 289s, or the Easy Money Gang, if you prefer. Despite 289's small stature, Lo's illegal activities have managed to damage the client's profits. Mr. Johnson would like you to help him show Lo the error of his ways. Lo takes an evening every few months to dine at Shangri-La restaurant in Aberdeen. If you weren't aware, Shangri-La is an elite establishment serving primarily corporate clientele from Wuxing Incorporated. Because of this, it's not usual for diners to bring bodyguards or assistants with them. In Lo's case, he brings a particularly brutish enforcer known as the Talon. Undoubtedly feels well protected. You're going to prove just how wrong he is in this regard. Kidnap Rooster Lo. As long as he's alive and relatively good health, all options are on the table. While keeping the run quiet would make things easier for Mr. Johnson, no one will shed too many tears over a few dead triad thugs. Your client has arranged an exit via boat. As long as you get Lo to the interior of the restaurant's dock, the client will handle everything else. Despite being a red pole, Lo is a tactician, not a fighter. Don't expect him to put up much of a fight. Tan, on the other hand, is as nasty as they come. Be careful about how you confront him, or things may go very badly. Let the client know you've accepted the job. By the time you arrive at Shangri-La, the boat to get you will be out waiting. Serial killer is the early job, isn't it? Active jobs. Urgent task, restaurant job. Okay. I think I need to speak to Redmond now and he'll join. Let me just, not Redmond. Ractor. Said this morning's casting. What did you mean? Exactly what I said. Casting I made of a new locomotive assembly for Kosche. Biomimetic design, as you can see, this one inspired by the walking legs of a dissectopod crustacean, the mangrove crab to be specific. That's fascinating. This new leg assembly make your drone more effective. That remains to be seen, but there is more to life than combat effectiveness, is there not? Upon fabricating new components for Kosche, I unlock options, different ways of being, even the failures. There have been many. I have value in this context. Would it be simpler to design the parts here and outsource the fabrication? Simpler, yes, but not better. Here I have ultimate control over the entire process from start to finish. I have the skills to make good use of that control. Drone architecture was once my profession, you see. Now I've freed myself from the shackles of corporate servitude. I see little reason to rely on outsiders for much of anything. He said you used to work for a corp. Whose payroll you're on? Something of a sore subject. My departure was involuntary, you see. I did not part ways with my employer until the best of terms. I'll tell you I work for Grishkin Avacor, but you'll forgive me if I don't want to go into detail. Keeping all this machinery running can't be cheap. How can you afford it? Freelance. At the risk of sounding immodest, I've commodified myself rather well. There's always corporations need of design consultations. You'd be surprised at how lucrative work such work can be, and there is always other work that I can turn to in a pinch. Said you did other work besides consulting. Care to tell me what kind? Rather a personal question, wouldn't you say? Maybe, but... Sorry, I didn't mean to pry. No, it's alright. After all, it's my throwaway comment that led you down this path. I cannot fault you for following it. Truth be told, I don't feel especially comfortable discussing my side work with relative strangers. Suffice to say, its freelance activities often fall in the illicit end of the spectrum. Tell you what, I'm just going to guess you're a Shadowrunner, aren't you? Dislike the term, but yes, I run the shadows. What gave me away? Design consultants live in apartments in Victoria Harbour. You're living out a rust-out boat in Hawaii. There's got to be a reason for that. You are correct, of course. The residents of shadow communities are usually either too poor to live elsewhere or engage in behaviours too illicit to risk it. I will admit to being in the latter camp. Designing robotics is my passion, but it doesn't always pay the bills. My status as a foreigner has proved something of an impediment in this regard, and so, sorry as I may be to say it, the lion's share of my income flows from Kosche's aptitude for butchery. Such is life, I suppose. We do what we must do. We do what we must to do what we love. Seems like everybody on this boat runs the shadows. Why not pull our resources and work together? A compelling offer. I'm doing quite well on my own, but I must admit there are certain jobs for which I'm unsuited. Magic eludes me, and I'm not a decker. My strength comes from material objects, real world, solid things with mass and heft, things I can build and operate. Sadly, a great many clients are only interested in teams that display mastery over the intangible. This group of yours, do you have people who can cover those bases? If so, then perhaps we can help each other out. How can you already not know that? You live right beneath our feet. Have you ever rented a coffin apartment in a big city? Do you know your neighbours by name? My situation here is much the same. I keep to myself and your friends don't come down to the engine room. The only real connection we share is that we all live in this wreck by kindly Chang's Lagresse. Obviously, there are things I could intuit about your friends from my time here. I guess that they were Shadowrunners. Their behaviour fits the profile, but we hadn't had any real contact with one another until now. So ask again, does your team cover the bases I described? Yes, we have a shaman and a decker, both competent at their jobs. In that case, I will accept your offer on a provisional basis. We'll do a few runs together and see how we get on. If our association bears fruit, it will continue. If not, I will bid you my farewell and go back to working alone. How does that sound? Welcome aboard. Very good. Excellent. When you receive a job, you know where to find me. My skills and resources are at your disposal. With that, I'm afraid I must bid you good day. Still have work to do down here. This leg assembly won't clean itself. Be in touch. Looking forward to working with you. And with you. And I with you. Excuse me. Now we have unlocked him. Increased accuracy. I'm not really the biggest fan of shotguns. Who knows, maybe they've been buffed. See, I'm pretty sure that this 5% boost counts for everything, including melee attacks. So it's super good. Let's leave it at that for now. Oh, what am I doing? Okay, we have choices. Alright, that's it for now. We'll make the choices next time. So I hope you guys enjoyed it, and we'll see you guys next time.